Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, June 30th, 2016, and I'm Ashley Ballone.
And I'm Marcella Milder. Welcome to the Local Live.
County Executive Rob Astorino hosts a town hall meeting in our community.
County Legislator Catherine Parker talks about gun control in Westchester.
The Village of Mamaroneck passes new parking resolutions.
Also in the village, trustee nominations are in. Find out who wants to fight for your vote.
There's a new development in the attempt to save the Larchmont Playhouse. The details coming up.
Also in Larchmont, Badger Swim Club brings local swimmers to the Olympic trials.
Community Resource Center Director of Services Janet Rowland discusses the latest Supreme Court decision on immigration.
HGTV's Property Brothers book signing packs Barnes & Nobles in White Plains.
Trending in the media, the story about the disappearance of Greenberg's Lauren Spear and others.
Mamaroneck Avenue congregates firemen from all over the tri-state area. This week, the Village of Mamaroneck Firemen's Parade is in the spotlight.
Summer happenings are around the corner. Stay tuned to hear about all the upcoming events in our community and our live roundtable discussion.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is the Local Live.
County Executive Rob Astorino hosted a town hall meeting at Mamaroneck Town Center about the state of Westchester. Town of Mamaroneck Supervisor Nancy Seligson introduced the Astorino Town Hall meeting that started with a presentation and was followed by a Q&A segment from the audience. He talked about a variety of issues including economic growth, affordable housing, controlling land use and zoning, Playland, the Safer Community Initiative Against Narcotics, county's budget, and taxes.
And I got into that little 15%. Well, you know, it's just a couple Starbucks coffees if you just increase taxes a little bit. The problem is we already have the highest taxes in the nation right here in this county. The highest. There's over 3,200 counties in America. We're number one. Small tax hikes do add up. We've seen how they've added up to the point where a small 2% each year increases and compounds, and it becomes very expensive. It's to the point where we are the highest tax county all in. School, town, village, county. That's where cumulatively it creeps up to the point where it gets to number one. And
if you want to watch the full video of the Ask Astorino, go to LMC-TV.org.
County Legislator Catherine Parker was a guest on LMC-TV's Tom Murphy show last Wednesday, where she discussed the county's budget, affordable housing, pollution laws, and gun control. After the recent Orlando tragedy, Parker talked about the efforts in the county for gun control legislation.
The power of the NRA is frightening.
It is. And here's another frightening thing. So in Westchester County, you think, well, what could we possibly do to help the cause? So we, a group of us got together, we sponsored legislation again to eliminate gun shows from the county center. And guess what? On our agenda for Monday night's meeting, there were a group of legislators, I will say it came from the Republican minority leader, who did what's called severing it from our agenda, meaning it's not going to be sent to committee for vetting. It's severed. We'll have to try again, but it was taken out of our agenda.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
It's shameful. It really is.
Yes.
Remember that you can watch the full interview on LMC-TV.org.
There's an update on the new parking regulations for Mamaroneck Avenue. The Village of Mamaroneck Board approved a new piece of legislation that will extend times of parking fees and extend hours to all meters on Mamaroneck Avenue. The new changes will bring the hourly fee from parking from 75 cents per hour to $1 per hour, as well as extend times the meters from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Trustee Finch, Podock, and Miller voting for the legislation, and Mayor Rosenblum and Trustee Santoro voting against it. The Democratic trustees hope that increase in hours and fees will create more turnaround and less traffic all across the avenue. Many residents, however, came to argue that this piece of legislation was not the right decision.
I run several different stores and errands. I might go to CVS, I might go to Boyano's, I might turn around and have to go pick up a can of paint, or I turn around and I have to go get my hair cut. And I'm parking, it's going to be more than 2 hours cumulative of where I'm going. So what happens after that 2 hours?
My question is has anybody done any kind of a study to see, before you raise the prices, how much money are we actually receiving in revenue from the tickets that are issued from the parking meter enforcement people, and how many of those tickets are then knocked out for whatever reason from the judges?
It has cars parked out there all day long. They're not paying a dime. The deal was if they could build the building, they had to have their cars in their lot. However, they don't, and it's not being enforced.
Parking behind CVS is not handicap accessible to the avenue. Parking on the tier deck is not handicap accessible. The ramp is not suitable for wheelchairs. The walkway next to CVS is not suitable for wheelchairs. It's not ADA accessible. So I think the law should be changed for.
The decisions made at the meeting will have no effect on what parking meters the board will decide on. The decision will come at a later date. We are going to be following the new updates regarding parking, but for now, we want to remind you that you have access to the full meeting on lmctv.org.
Both Democratic and Republican candidates for trustees in the Village of Mamaroneck have been nominated. For the Democrat incumbents, David Finch and Elisa Miller will not be seeking re-election. The Democratic candidates are as follows. Victor Taffer, who was born and raised in Colombia and recently became a U.S. citizen 2 years ago. He is an environmental law professor and also serves as co-director of the United Nations Environmental Diplomacy Program at Pace University Law School. Keith Waite currently serves as chairman of the Village Budget Committee and the Village's Industrial Advisory Committee. Incumbent trustee Liam Potok is running for the third consecutive term. He previously served as the chairman of the Village Budget Committee as well as the Mamaroneck School District Budget and Finance Committee. The candidates running for trustees for the Republican Party are Maria DeRose, the current chair of the Advisory Parking Committee. She is also the North American Operations Manager for Lorenz Life Sciences Group International. Dennis Cuccinella is current member of the Board of Architectural Review and has formerly served at the Zoning Board of Appeals. Doran Sticker is the chairman of the Board of Architectural Review, as well as the treasurer of the German Evangelical Lutheran Church of St. Paul in New York City.
Remember that prior to Election Day, LMC-TV will host a Meet the Candidates show. In this program, you'll be able to learn more about your local candidates and their future plans if elected as trustees for the Village of Mamaroneck. We will inform you as the date approaches. Residents' efforts to save the Larchmont Playhouse are still going strong. The group Keep the Movies at Larchmont is led by Ellen Zucker, Jessica Veith, Vicki Rosenstreich, and Elizabeth Bradley. 238 people have already pledged the $215,000 in this week's time. The group would like to bid on the $1.5 million property and turn it into a non-for-profit theater like the Jacob Burns Film Center in Pleasantville and the Pelham Picture House. According to their Facebook page, the cutoff date is June 30th, but the broker has given the group an extra week to help raise enough pledged. If you'd like to make a pledge, please email savelarchmontmovies@gmail.com or sign the petition at change.org to show your support. We will continue to update you on the future of the Larchmont Playhouse.
In local sports news, 2 Mamaroneck swimmers were invited to the Olympic trials, and 1 qualified for the 2016 Rio Olympics. Cody Miller and Jack Collins, both members of the world-renowned Badger Swimming Club, competed in the U.S. Olympic trials in Boulder City over last week. Cody Miller secured second place in the 100-meter breaststroke with a time of 59.26 seconds, enough to make his Olympic dreams come true. Congratulations to Cody Miller and good luck in Rio.
The Supreme Court voted to deadlock President Obama's actions to expand DAPA and DACA last Thursday, 2 policies made to protect immigrants and their families. DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival, has so far provided temporary relief to nearly 720,000 immigrants, according to the Migration Policy Institute. These immigrants were brought to the U.S. as young children, and this policy allowed them to apply for temporary work authorization and obtain a Social Security and a driver's license. DAPA, or Deferred Action for Parents of Americans, aimed to help the parents of these children and give them access to citizenship and working papers. Janet Rowland, the Director of Services at Community Resource Center, spoke of how the ruling of the Supreme Court will affect immigrants in our area and around the country.
It is unfortunate to hear this because at least 5 million of undocumented immigrants were waiting for this. And in New York State, 250,000 undocumented immigrants are actually affected by this decision. So right now, these families are at risk of deportation.
The future of immigrants protected under DACA depend on whoever will be elected president. Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have opposing opinions on the subject.
But I will renew them. I will go further if it's at all legally possible. And I will make this a big political issue because we need to keep those young people working, going to school, being productive members of our society.
We have to make a whole new set of standards. And when people come in, they have to come in.
So you're going to split up families?
Chuck,
you're going to deport children?
Chuck, no. We're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them together out?
But they have to go.
What if they have no place to go?
We will work with them.
Around 400 fans lined up at the White Plains Barnes & Nobles Monday night to catch a glimpse of HTV's Property Brothers. Canadian twins Drew and Jonathan Scott were in town promoting their newest release titled Dream Home, the Property Brothers' ultimate guide to finding and fixing your dream house. The book is filled with all the buying, selling, renovating information they've learned over the years. Jonathan and Drew have been shooting locally for about 2 months, filming new episodes of their hit TV shows, The Property Brothers and Brother vs. Brother. They were even spotted on Mamaroneck Avenue near the harbor, so be on the lookout. They might just be in your neighborhood.
Here's James Levinson on what's trending and in the media.
"2020 has uncovered possible new leads in the disappearance of Edgemont resident Lauren Spear. Spear, a former junior at Indiana University, disappeared after a night out with friends in Bloomington, Indiana on June 2, 2011. Her family has been desperate over the last 5 years to find their daughter, but have no concrete leads. There have been many theories about what happened that night, but this new theory comes directly from someone who went to Indiana University with Spear at the time. To see the full report, check out 2020 or read more about it on The Patch. One Larchmont family has come up with a creative way to beat breast cancer: to bake. Sydney Habig, a breast cancer survivor, along with her daughter Katie, are raising money for their participation in the Avon Breast Cancer Walk by selling apple pies. Last year, they baked 150 pies and became the second highest fundraiser for the 2015 San Francisco Avon Walk. This year, they plan to bake 200 pies and use over 1,000 pounds of apples to raise money on July 4th weekend. You can read more about their story on The Loop. A woman in Mamaroneck has been charged in the lethal heroin case in Harrison. Alexandra DeRose of Mamaroneck is one of the 6 that were arrested in connection with the death of 2 Harrison women who died of heroin use. A preliminary investigation revealed that the 2 victims used tainted heroin that could have contributed to their deaths that was supplied by DeRose and her associates. To read more about the investigation, check out The Patch. Are you possibly overpaying for gas? According to the National Fuel Comparison website, GasBuddy, towns in the Hudson Valley, such as Larchmont and Mamaroneck, may be paying more for gas than they should be. This is caused by large price differentials between gas stations, where one area of the town may have significantly more expensive gas than the other area. In White Plains, the difference between the lowest and highest gas price is over 68 cents, which is the 24th highest nationally out of over 450 towns. If you want to find out more if you're being cheated, read more on The Patch. The Hudson Valley may be looking at a very strong hurricane season. According to the Daily Voice, there's been a strong development of La Nina present in the harsh El Niño season this year. The La Nina period characterizes low water temperature at the Pacific near the equator, which according to experts should allow for more tropical storms than usual and possibly even stronger storms. And Legoland is coming to Orange County, New York. The popular worldwide theme park is planning to spend about $250 million to build a new park in Goshen, New York. The park will reportedly have over 50 rides and include a 35,000 square foot aquarium. You can learn more about it by checking out News 12. From the internet to you, I'm James Levinson with In the Media.
We have our local trivia question up next. And don't go anywhere, because after that, Mara Carlin talks to our guests about the upcoming summer recreational activities happening in our community.
It is officially summer, and we're looking forward to a great summer on the Sound. I'm Maura Carlin, and tonight's guests are giving us the scoop on all the fun happenings in the neighborhood. As always, you can join the conversation, ask your questions, make a comment, call, email, or tweet to the contact information on your screen. Joining me are the CEOs of fun. Jill Fisher is the Superintendent of Recreation for the town of Mamaroneck. Sandy Korkatzis is the Superintendent of Recreation for the village of Mamaroneck. Solange Santis chairs the Mamaroneck Village Council on the Arts, and Steve Josephson is president of the Mamaroneck Village Chamber of Commerce. Thanks all for being here. Jill, I'm going to start with you. What special events are happening this summer in the town?
In the town of Mamaroneck, we're proud to host a concert series at Memorial Park, which is, if you know, is in by Plates Restaurant across the street from the train station in Larchmont. We've got on Monday nights 4 concerts set up. The dates are July 11th, July 18th, July 25th, and August 1st.
So consecutive Mondays?
Consecutive Mondays from 7 to 8:30 at night. It's a great night for families, for our residents. It's open to the public, free of charge. We've got free commuter parking in the lot across the street. Barbecue will be available, but it's really just a fun night for families, residents to come together, picnic, bring a chair, bring a blanket, the kids play, listen to some great music, and hang out with your neighbors.
Okay, that sounds like fun. Sandy, what about the village?
So we're gearing up now for our block parties. Summer on the Avenue is 2 fabulous Thursdays. We have one in July 14th, and then again August 11th. It's Summer on the Avenue. We're really highlighting all our businesses.
What is Summer on the Avenue?
So it's a very, very big block party.
Okay.
We have tons of bouncy castles and a lot of free fun also. So we do like an I Spy game, a lot of different kids zones. Restaurants come out with the tables and chairs and live bands. So it's a lot of fun. It's from 7 to 10. It's on a Thursday night. And then we also have a fun luau coming up. We've partnered with LMC-TV. We're really proud of our Tiki Invasion.
Right.
So that'll be Friday, July 29th at the Stephen E. Johnston Beach. Starts at 6. So there'll be a 6-piece steel drum band. We'll be doing a bonfire, fire dancer, limbo. There'll be food trucks. Thank you to Molly's for sponsoring our
Right,
cash.
Molly Spillane's is sponsoring this event.
Yes, they are sponsoring the event along with Orange Bank. And it's going to be a great night. We're also
There's also a movie that night.
There's also a movie. So we'll be showing Joe vs. Volcano as soon as it gets dark
Perfect
enough.
for Tiki Invasion.
Yeah, and so it'll be a lot of fun. So that's our luau. And then we have our Family Fun Night, our annual Family Fun Night on the beach. So that's August 7th from 6 to 8 right on the beach. We have a band. We'll be doing kayaking and boating that night as well. And games, and the splash pad will stay open late.
Do you have to sign up in advance for any of this?
None of our events are, yeah.
And it's all open to the public?
It's open to the public. Yeah, so it's really a great night out. And the block parties are from Halstead all the way down to Prospect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we move on, we do have the 4th of July coming up, and that's pretty special in the village of Mamaroneck because you've got the harbor there. What do you have coming up?
So they do have the Blessing of the Fleet starting around 10 a.m. or so. And then Solange is going to tell you a little bit about St. Thomas Orchestra, about a 50-piece orchestra.
We just had the parade last night, which takes you down to the carnival. right? The Firemen's Carnival. And that, when does that, I know that's not your event, but it's at
No,
the Village
we
Park.
love the Firemen's Carnival. So they're going to open probably early that day around 4. It'll be going throughout the day. And then at 8 o'clock will be the concert. And then fireworks around 9:30, 9:45.
Okay. And it's open all weekend?
It's open all weekend. The carnival will be there till about July 9th.
Okay. Now, there are some concerts coming up also. So Solange,
Well, people may be seeing this flyer up around town. This is announcing Summer Nights on the Sound. And people can get sort of a double header of concerts because ours are on Sunday night. And so then you can go to the town concerts on Monday night. But the kickoff is July 4. I'm always amazed at how a community this size does July 4 here with the carnival and the fireworks. And we have a full symphony orchestra based here in Mamaroneck, the St. Thomas Orchestra. We have a full stage. This is like the New York Philharmonic in the park, but scaled down to our size. They're absolutely wonderful, and my other hat is I'm the manager of St. Thomas Orchestra.
Okay.
So after I do this, I have to go over to the rehearsal. We have an incredible program this year. It's all American. We even have a world premiere by a local composer. We have a piece by a student of his that's based on the legend of Zelda. And there's going to be kids there going like, wow, this is a young person. And look, they're being played by an orchestra. This is amazing. We have the Star Spangled Banner is going to be sung by a soloist who just became a U.S. citizen. He and his wife, they're from Brazil. So we're really excited about that. And he's going to sing selections from West Side Story. We're going to have Aaron Copland, but we have to end the concert with a non-American piece, the 1812 Overture.
Okay.
So we're going to have, it's such a classic for the 4th of July, and the orchestra does it so beautifully.
And will the concert be before the fireworks?
Yes.
Yes, right
The
before.
concert's at 8 p.m. The fireworks go off anywhere from 9:45 to 10 o'clock. We also have wonderful sponsors, also Orange Bank and Trust, and the DeRosa family, who have sponsored this concert series for at least, since I've been doing it, for at least 3 or 4 years, and we're really grateful to them.
Okay, so are your dates the Sundays before the towns?
The Sundays before.
Okay.
So when we go to the regular concerts on Sunday nights, we always try and have a varied program. We have Latino programs, the SUNY Purchase Latin Jazz Orchestra, that's July 10th. On the 17th, Back to the Garden, which is a Woodstock tribute for anybody that remembers Woodstock, but we're all too young for that. On the 24th, we have Sold Again, and anybody that's seen Sold Again at Chat 19 in Larchmont knows that they just blow Motown. They're great. And on July 31, we have 40s Big Band with the Benson Scott Big Band.
So there's plenty of outdoor music around here this summer.
Plenty to do.
And Steve, you're taking us out on the water.
Yes, for the first time this year, we got together and we're doing our first sunset cruise on the Klondike 9 boat on July 29th, and hopefully departing around 6:30 p.m. We'll be out to sea for about 4.5, 5 hours. And with that, we're going to have a live band, Sue and the Fun Ghouls. And with that, we're going to have a delicious dinner by Andreas 25 North. We'll be serving wine, beer, soda, and dessert, dancing throughout the night. And hopefully, if the weather is going, I know the weather's going to be nice. It always seems to be nice when I hold events. Depending on which way the water's going to be flowing, I'd like to go up towards the Bronx, go under the White Stone and Throgs Neck Bridge, and go as far south and then come back north. It should be a lovely evening, and it will be $125 per person, and that includes live band, dancing, dinner, dessert, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it. It's the first time that it's ever been done through the Mamaroneck Harbor.
And if people want more information, where should they go to get that?
They can go to www.mamaroneckchamberofcommerce.org.
Okay, great. Now, those are the special events. There's lots of stuff that people can do if they're here for a staycation or just for a weekend. So, I know the camps are about your camp is up and running, yours is about to start, and they're all full.
Day camps, yes.
Day camps are full, but there are other things. So
Lots of other programs, opportunities that we have in the town of Mamaroneck for youth, for adults, for teens. There's no shortage of programming. Luckily, we've got the facilities that we have, whether it's an aquatic program at the Hommocks Pool, a tennis lesson at Memorial Park, golf programs, kayak programs, paddleboarding that we do jointly with the Village of Mamaroneck. So we're not hurting for programs and opportunities for residents. They're there. Obviously, our brochure is out, but also you can find all of our information online or the town website at townofmamaroneck.org.
And what if people want to go and use the Hommocks Pool? It's outdoors during the summer, right?
It was closed several years ago, but it does have a partially retractable roof. However, there are outdoor pools and an outdoor lawn as well. So it's actually 3 pools at the complex. So we've got a variety of hours that are available 7 days a week for pool patrons and residents to certainly come and swim.
And if you want to get pool
lessons,
passes,
yeah, just come into our office, give us a call, 8:30 to 4 every day, Monday through Friday, I should say, weekdays. We're open to come and get your picture taken and purchase your pool permit.
Okay, tennis courts?
Tennis courts, again, you would need a tennis permit to play on the courts at Memorial Park, but again, you could take any of our lessons without a permit.
Okay.
We start with kids and we go up to all ages, all levels, from beginners to advanced cardio, team type of programs, if you want to play more of a team tennis, double strategies, or you just want an individual lesson.
Okay. How about the Village of Mamaroneck, Sandy?
So we invite everybody down to the beach. The Stephen E. Johnston Beach opens at 9 a.m. As soon as we close around 6, but we've actually extended hours. So starting July 9th, the swim hours will go until 8 p.m., which is, we've been doing a lot of new, giving people opportunity to get out on the kayaks daily. Right now, until we expand our hours July 9th, after Fireman's Carnival, they've been able to go right off the beach kayaking and pedal boating. So we do kayak rentals and we do kayak rides. We also do tours partnered with the town.
Is this open to residents of just the Village of Mamaroneck or also or
It's
the town?
actually open to all.
Okay.
You know, the scheduled tours, we do private tours. We also do kayak birthday parties. We do partner with the town. I think we have a couple more tours for the summer, and then we'll start up, I think, also in September.
Yep, we do a fall.
So, and that's a lot of fun. The splash pad's a lot of fun, so even if it's low tide or if the water's closed, we still have the splash pad for the kids.
Yeah, any prediction on the beach closings this summer? I know you had a tough start this week.
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, last summer was great. We had a dry summer last summer. So for every time it's like a half an inch, we do close for a day. You know, we do follow the county code. But we still, you know, we still have a really good turnout on the beach because of the splash pad. And it's still a beautiful black backdrop and scenery. So people really do just come to relax and sit back and read a book. So it's a lot of fun, you know. I'm trying to think. We got a lot going on in the park. A lot of our playgrounds have just been renovated. So, you know, fresh coat of paint on the basketball courts and the tennis courts are getting redone. So we're really trying to get people out there to use them.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't promote some of LMC-TV's events coming up. We've got the Tiki Invasion that, Sandy, you talked about, but I believe we also have a videotape of that, so why don't we go to the videotape? Okay, and we also, LMC-TV also has their summer film workshops for teens, and I think there are still some spots left. We're going to have more information coming up on the show after this segment. And there's also a Lego stop-motion movie workshop. If anyone's interested, you can, I guess, check with LMC-TV or the Mamaroneck Public Library. It's being done somewhat together. Anyway, we are out of time. I want to thank you all for joining us and wishing you a great summer. And we will be back with more community stories in a moment. And of course, enjoy Summer Outside by the Sound.
Looking for your child to have a great summer? Sign them up for LMC-TV's Team Filmmaking Workshop. Young people 12 and up have an opportunity to film, star, and direct in their own movies. Check out last year's participants. Don't let your team miss out on a fun, productive summer. Sign them up today. LMC-TV, your community connection.
This week, the Village of Mamaroneck celebrated its 69th Firemen's Parade. Our own James Levinson was there, and here's the story.
We're here at the 69th Annual Mamaroneck Firemen's Day Parade that will celebrate their service to our community. We'll see firefighters from across the tri-state area come up Mamaroneck Avenue. So what does this parade mean to you and all the other firefighters that come around this area?
So I'm third generation firefighter in the town of Mamaroneck, so my family's been in this parade since it started. It's an annual tradition, you know, the carnival, it's great, taking the kids. Now, you know, my father gets to see his grandkids, you know, in the carnival and in the parade. It's really kind of just like a tradition.
We're here with Mayor Rosenblum now. All right, so Mayor, first I gotta ask, what was the problems with the car? You gotta tell me.
Best laid plans in my cement. It was running great, and we decided to run it real fast by the reviewing stand. It was going great, and he took his foot off the gas, and it died. And we don't know why. But that's what happens on the track sometimes, too.
What does the Firemen's Day Parade mean for you?
We have probably the largest all-volunteer fire department in Westchester County. And that's what the strength is, the Village of Mamaroneck volunteers. You're a volunteer. I mean, so it happens that that's what this country is founded on. And this is the best of America.
Big family in Mamaroneck from Beeville, Texas! That's no lie. He drove up from Texas.
You guys came all the way up from Texas for Mamaroneck?
We did. We drove 1,800 miles to come up here.
So what was the reason for that? Any particular reason? Just love Mamaroneck so much?
I do. I love Mamaroneck. It was my home for the first 22 years of my life. So I started telling people about the parades, you know, where I'm from, and started showing some of the LMC videos from YouTube, and the interest kind of grew. And before we knew it, we had people donating to us to make the trip. So we came all the way up here, completely paid for it.
And it was great to see so many community members support our firefighters this year. I'm James Levinson of the Local Live, and have a happy 4th of July.
Calliope is a sweet female lab shepherd mixed pup, about 12 weeks old, and is such a doll. When she's not running around like a spunky, playful pup she is, she flips right over onto her back waiting for belly rubs. Calliope is completely paper trained and gets along very well with her furry foster siblings. She would love to be in a family with other dogs and children. For more information on Calliope and to browse other adorable pets, go to www.ny-petrescue.org.
And remember, if you'd like to keep us on the air, support our programming by checking out our website at www.lmctv.org and click on the donate button in the upper right. We really appreciate any contribution.
We're always welcoming new interns and volunteers, so send your emails to the local live at lmctv.org and join us. We love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ashley Balone.
And I'm Marchelle Milder. See you next week for another edition of The Local Live.